Welcome back to Business Banking and Beyond. For this episode, we have Shweta Bali, a renowned personal stylist based in Dubai with over 17 years of experience. Shweta has been styled Bollywood celebrities, worked with top designers, and partnered with famous brands. She also collaborated with Dubai's leading influencers and radio jockeys. She quickly became a go-to stylist for A-list personalities. She shares her journey from India to Dubai, the business of personal styling, and why she chose Dubai as her base. She also reveals how body language and personal style can impact your success and details on her exclusive styling packages and services. Stay tuned as we explore her incredible journey in brand partnership, the secrets behind styling the stars. Stick around as we explore Shweta's incredible journey in fashion and entrepreneurship. So first of all, thank you so much, Shweta, for coming on Business Banking and Beyond. Really, thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure. You have no idea how happy I am. We're going to discuss styling and fashion.
Well, this is going to be a really awesome talk and we will be looking forward to it. But before we move on to the personal styling aspect, which is your core, I want to know about your journey. How did you enter into fashion, styling, all that happened?
See, entering into fashion was all thanks to my mom. She put me into some course. वो छोटा सा कोर्स करते करते I got into diploma, then got into degree, and then I think I never looked back. I started enjoying it. It became a source of self-expression for me, and I enjoyed it. Then I got into jobs, and I'm so grateful and I'm so lucky that my first job itself was with Tarun Tahiliani. So I worked with so many designers after that. It's been 18 years now in this industry. So yeah, that's how it started, and I never looked back.
So how was your experience in fashion, working with so many designers, so many celebrities on the fashion aspect, and how did styling happen then?
So I learned fashion like not more than degree. I learned it on my jobs. So I started with Tarun Tahiliani while I was working. So both the things were going hand in hand, and that team has groomed me so well. So I give all the credits to Tarun Tahiliani team that time who taught me how to be well groomed, what is classic, and they trained me for the job, and I never looked back from there. And working with so many designers, like every designer have a different style. Everybody got a different style. Learning to be always on the toes, learning to be always active, disciplined, everything came by being with all these designers. बहुत कुछ सीखा है. And styling, I think I knew it that I love styling is when I first time styled Shilpa Shetty when I was working with Tarun Tahiliani. And that time there was no seniors in the store. I was the only one, and I was I just started. So they were like, nobody is there. You are the one. Please attend to her nicely. Give her whatever she wants. And while I was attending to her, there was one particular outfit that we both loved on her. But उसमें थोड़ी सी कुछ कमी थी. And then we just added a statement piece of jewelry that Tarun is very good. Like he's known for those things. The outfit just got elevated, and the way I saw Shilpa Shetty jumping and happy, what you see her on the screen, she's actually like that only. When I saw her being so happy, and she's like done, and it was for a film fair. I think it is somewhere year 2007, 6 or 7 I'm talking about. The way she was happy, and I was like, it gives you so much fulfillment to see the other person so happy because you did something good for them.
So true, so true.
वो जो fulfillment है ना, that comes with this job is amazing. I think I love that.
So your first designer, Tarun, what exactly, if you can share one or two things which you learned from him precisely?
So while working with Tarun, the most important thing that I've learned is how to groom your own self. How important it is for anybody who is in the fashion business. It's so important for you to look your best. And that has, they have trained me so well that it's very important for me to look well to sell my product. That's the first lesson that I learned at working with Tarun. And also if you see his collection is very chic, very neat, poised, very classy. I think I still carry that till now. मेरा आप जब मेरे को styling करते देखोगे, so I'll have that little bit of his touch till now. And I learned draping saris while working with Tarun. And I'm very good at draping saris. Everybody knows that.
I was in last podcast, we were with a business coach, a very well-known business coach. He was mentioning something about technical skills versus soft skills. So when it comes to body language, do you think it really matters how well you are dressed and what is your first impression? What's your take on that?
Oh, it's so important. Your body language and how you are dressed talks a lot about you. I feel that the way I dress up, that tells so much about me, my personality. So whenever we are giving a styling session, whenever I talk about styling, I always tell people, yes, body shape is most important. You should style and dress up as per your body shape. But your personality should also match your dressing. Because it's your canvas. You're telling the world, this is what I am. And trust me, when you dress up accordingly, that confidence that comes in you, it shows on your face, it shows on your body. You just, your mood elevates, your confidence elevates. I think it's the most important thing. And then the other person will treat you also that way because you treated yourself right.
A different perspective. Thank you so much for sharing that. After Tarun, what exactly happened? You moved on to a different designer.
Yeah, I worked with Tarun for 2 years. Then after that, I moved to Anjali and Arjun Kapoor. They were very popular in Delhi and they moved to Bombay. So I was in their opening team. I worked there for quite some time. And then I moved into movies and TV serials, personal styling. So I've done costume styling for TV serials and also for 1-2 movies. So I think from there it all started and it just continued.
So you moved in Dubai in which year and how did personal styling happen in Dubai?
So I moved in Dubai in 2014. And again, I started working with multi-designer store, all Indian and Pakistani designers. When I came here, I got an opportunity to work with Pakistani and Emirati designers, which I'm so happy about. So after I kept working, then I got into Ritu Kumar. I've been with Ritu Kumar since 2016. So I've been the retail head. Earlier it was a, franchise model. So where I had opportunity to work with Fab India, there was another brand Colaba, then Ritu Kumar, so all I used to look around. But then Ritu Kumar was my main area. So I was retail head of Ritu Kumar. But then COVID happened. A lot of business losses, business idea changes, mindset changed. So they shut down the stores and they kept only online market. So that's the time I was like, ab kya karna hai? But this is again accidental for me. I was with I was styling somebody out of just ऐसे hobby करते हैं कुछ करने के लिए. And that time I had my social media manager was Urvashi. So I was just at my friend's house. Everybody knows her, Renu Manjunath, her label RM Jewelry. So we were just talking and I'm taking jewelry to style somebody from her and I'm standing at the door and this girl says, why are you just doing it? आप इतना काम करते हो, but why don't you take credit for all these things and put it out loud? I was like, what to do? Start your business. And I'm like, okay, what should we do? And we are at the door, literally at the door, and we are discussing. And from that door, she gave name, Style It with Shweta. She started my Instagram and I never changed the name.
Business from the door.
Business from the door. We just started and trust me, I never looked back. Like 4 years, it's been 4 years, I never looked back. It's just going up, 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 up.
So just like Dangad, you're also a COVID baby.
Yes, I'm a proper COVID baby.
A lot of businesses shut down during that period. But again, the positivity comes in picture. There are a lot of businesses which started as well. I think old ones wiped out because of which people lost the jobs. And those people understood that now I think it's the time to start their own business.
Oh, I must say yes, COVID has been very hard on many of us. But it also taught us so much.
So much.
I'm a retail person. We don't know how to stop or pause, take a pause. We don't know anything. We just know work, work, work. So it gave us a pause. It gave us to get into new things, new ideas. I'm very happy that this happened to me.
So, what was your first kick when you were discussing at this business at the door, which really made you think that now I should start? Just out of curiosity, I'm asking.
Oh yes, it was Radio 4 Diwali campaign of 2020.
Okay.
So Shruti, who's my best friend now, so Shruti called me and she's like, we are looking for someone to style us. कि ऋतु कुमार से कुछ कपड़े वगैरह हो सकते हैं. We are not anymore. ऋतु Kumar is no more there, but store is shut. But I would love to do it for you. And that's where it happened. Like they were trying to get in touch with me for Ritu Kumar, but I pitched in, can I do it for you? Can I style you all? So I styled the entire campaign of Radio 4 Diwali, and it's still till date. I think it's one of the most beautiful campaign. The beautiful picture. It's still with me. They were wearing all masks. So they were wearing all Diwali outfits, beautifully decked up, but सबने उनकी कपड़ों से matching mask भी पहने, which I got it made for them.
Do share that picture. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I never seen styling during the COVID with mask.
With masks. सबने mask पहने थे, उनके outfit से match करते. And they loved the mask so much. They were like कि हमारे लिए थोड़े और बनवा देना, हम लोग अपने weddings वगैरह में कहीं पे use कर सकते हैं. So that time, that one call from Shruti just changed everything. And she was like, okay, sure, let's do it.
And then you started your...
I started, and after that, trust me, that Diwali season was so busy. I was so busy that after Diwali, I took a 2-3 days break so that I can take a breather.
So in COVID 2020, when this hardships happened, businesses closed, you had an option to go back to India as well and start the business there of the same personal styling or in fashion. Why did you choose Dubai specifically to start your personal styling business?
See, honestly, my father kept calling me back, but I was like, no, I will figure it out. Reason one, I'm so thankful to Dubai, the lifestyle and the safety, security they give to women. Like, I feel so safe here. So that just was like, if I want to do something here, I can do it with free mind. And there are so many opportunities. Dubai gives you a lot of opportunities. It's just that how you see it and how you can take it. So, and then also, I knew it, there are no fashion stylists. I have been in Dubai doing retail and fashion business, and I know there are no much fashion stylists in Dubai who are not doing too much. Agar the bhi, so it was not in my circle or the people I know or people I dealt with. Nobody knew about fashion styling because that was an alien word whenever I approached to people.
So you saw the market,
So I saw that
saw the
gap.
niche,
Yes.
you saw the premium which can be paid on your services.
Yes.
So everything was like syncing together to start in Dubai
In Dubai,
specifically.
yes. Like I don't think so. Being in fashion industry, I knew anybody who was doing styling. So I was like, okay, this.
In a luxurious market like Dubai.
They were. I'm not gonna name them, but not the way I am doing it right now.
But after you started, a lot of people are following you.
Yes. Now in today's time, I know the followers that I have. Out of those followers, there are 2-3 people who has taken this as a career. And I'm so happy that at least I started, I never gave up because it was very challenging. It was literally very challenging for the first 2 years. And I never gave up, and it flourished, and people are liking it. And they also want to try it out. Now, there are so many fashion institutes who give fashion styling diplomas or short-term courses.
Okay. I think that's where the important question which I had in my mind is that a lot of people or society or community believes that styling is kind of a passion but not a business. So how did you really convert your passion, which was your passion and you were doing that for a lot of people for
just to say.
your passion. How did you really convert that into a business and scaled it?
I've always been a business mind. I am a creative person, but I'm also a business mind. Both things comes to me very naturally. So when I started first few campaigns, I did it for free. I did not charge anybody. And that's how I started my PR. Now the people know that I do this and they love what I do. I started quoting budgets. So wo dheere dheere, like I started having small budgets, then I started building packages, then started building as per your need services. So slowly, I started putting in as a proper business module.
Okay.
But yeah, so converting it into a business was also not very easy, because to educate people that fashion styling or fashion stylist is really important. So that was a slow step.
Can you brief some packages? Were those B2C packages or B2B packages? How really that passion converted into business, or packages which you did? What was the first thing? Then how did you move into a second level of budget, which you mentioned?
See, the first when I started, it was all about shoots, shoot styling, Instagram styling. So I always had a budget, like a per day budgets. I will give you, okay, you want a stylist to be there. This is my one per day budget. And these are the services I'm going to give you. Services would be like to be on your shoot, on ground stylist, and also sourcing for you.
Sourcing, okay.
Yeah, like
Clothes and all.
Clothes and all. So sourcing as like, for example, you have a shoot coming up and you tell me like, Shweta, this is my New Year campaign shoot I'm doing. I need this kind of a look. So it's now my responsibility. I start from there.
Okay.
Now I will make a mood board for you. These are the options for you. Then we go out in the markets, see what is available, show it to you, do the trials with you. And then on the final day of your shoot, we stay there and we check how you are looking.
Okay.
So that was my first module of business. And once that...
Fascinating.
Yeah. But ये मेरे को किसी ने सिखाया नहीं. I just
You really created that.
Yeah, I just went on.
But I'm really fascinated out of it, because I think as a business owner or as a celebrity, you really need these kind of services which never existed before.
So today, at like whatever I started and wherever I've reached, I have so many clients who come back and tell me, Shweta, we got this compliment, ye comment mila, everyone is happy. You know, my job is done there. Like, it gives me so much happiness that my client is so happy. But also, I need to run my business, so I need to have those packages. And because how will you run without a few?
So Instagram was there, shoot was there, you were building campaign. Is there anything else which you were doing, the styling packages?
Yes. So we upgraded. So sooner the people started to get to know me, that I started getting one-on-one clients, like who want me to source for them, buy for them, personal shop for them. So I have different packages for everybody. As in, we create a package which is go like personal styling, personal shopping, brand shoot, campaign shoots, commercial shoots, and then I have a fashion brand consultant.
Okay.
So I have created all these modules.
How does that work, fashion brand consultant?
If you're opening a brand of fashion, so I will guide you how to build it.
Okay, how to scale it, how to start it, what should be here.
Yeah.
Okay. So because a lot of your business and your service is related to the people, and we in Dubai, in UAE, is diversified people. How did you really navigate through that, even in your job and in your business, that such a diversified population, clientele coming from all over the world? How do you really understand their needs, what they like, and how do you pursue then styling them?
For me, the most important thing to understand my client is to talk to them. I don't talk to them work. I will generally talk to them. Like I said before, I talk. I will talk because that's the best way to know you. And then once I know you, you also get an opportunity to know me. And that's where we create a bond. And you will start trusting me. So for me, it's very important to know what you are, what your requirements are, where you come from, what your preferences are. From there, slowly we build it up. Like, knowing a client is the key.
So if we were have to style two personalities completely opposite, if you can give an example, maybe an Indian and some other nationality or anything, so how do you understand that two completely different personalities, and how do you style them then?
Say I'll give you some examples. Like when we are doing I was shooting with this a particular celebrity, and the campaign was glamour. But the brief voice, we have to be modest.
Okay.
So You can create glamour with modest styling also. But वो brief आपको दिया जाता है. So how do you get the brief? You get to speak to the person. You get to know their comfort and non-comfort and what culture they come from. And even from being from same culture, you will have different thought process and comfort zones. So, for example, I have one client which is modest, and I do have another client who will be like, I am ready to go all out there. तो वो दोनों का we'll see the personality, body shape, and what occasion we are going for.
Okay.
That's very important.
Personality, body shape, what occasion we are shooting
Yeah.
or are going for.
Going for, like, for example, we had I'll give you a simple example. I was styling Karak FM team for IFA green carpet.
Okay.
Now there are 5 people and they all have different personalities,
Okay.
and we all are Indians, but we all have different personalities. One wants to go all out there, bold, quirky, classy, and the other one is like, I want classy, but उसमें थोड़ा सा quirkiness add कर दो. So you keep in mind all those things and then you start sourcing.
Okay.
So आपको, especially in this part of the world, I get a lot of these mixed things because we also have to keep in mind the culture. We also have to keep in mind the modesty, and then still keep the fashion, the glam alive.
What is the most difficult situation you have faced when you are being really restricted because of the culture, because of the nationality, because of the place where you are shooting? If you can share that story. Any example where you are really restricted but you still managed to style and really that shoot happened.
हम लोग का ना एक ही थीम होता है, we need to up the game. Now to up the game, you have to like glamorize it out and loud. I also love out and loud. That team is also always ready to do experiments, but we have to keep in mind it shouldn't be too sleeveless, it shouldn't be too short, or it shouldn't be too nothing showing. वो बहुत सारी चीज़ों का हमें ध्यान देना पड़ता है. अब उसमें क्या होता है, जब हम ट्रायल्स करते हैं ना, तो वो ट्रायल्स के टाइम पर हमको समझ आता है, ओ ये डीप हो गया, ये शॉर्ट हो गया. तो करते करते लास्ट डे पर एक गड़बड़ हुई थी. सो वन ऑफ द आउटफिट, द नेकलाइन वेंट लिटिल लो, और नाउ वी आर लाइक, ओ अपने को 1 घंटे में सेट पर ग्रीन कारपेट पे पहुंचना है, अब क्या करें? ट्रस्ट मी, लाइक आई ऑलवेज कैरी सिजर्स, एंड मेरे सारे, लाइक आई कॉल देम औजार, आई एम ऑलवेज रेडी. So I had these extra fabrics by chance in my car, and we literally got the fabric, cut it off, and I stitched it on her.
Then and there.
Then and there. क्योंकि हुआ क्या था, हमने V-neck किया था और वहाँ पे कवर किया था, but that was a net and it was still transparent. So we had to put a lining to it. हमने वहीं खड़े खड़े नीचे lining लगाई थी. But then the outfit turned out good and she got the most of the compliments. She came back and she's like, Shweta, everyone loved it, loved it, loved it. तो वो challenges आते हैं. But उन challenges के भी तो मज़ा नहीं आता. How will I tell you the story if that challenge was not there?
So true, so true. So there are a lot of stories, I'm sure.
Oh, I have a lot of stories. Even like we do a lot of Arabic styling also. तो वहाँ पर भी हमें ध्यान देना पड़ता है. तो ध्यान कैसे होता है कि like, we have to keep in mind their culture. I have done a lot of Pakistani shoots also. Again, I have to keep in mind the culture. But trust me, keeping in mind the culture aspects and also their personality, you can do wonders. मज़ा आता है उसमें भी. modest styling में जो मज़ा आता है ना, वो दूसरे में नहीं आता है.
So as per the statistics, what I know that Dubai luxury market is valued around $8 billion. So in that space, such a big space, how do you really navigate for your personal styling business? What's your model or what's your growth level which you're expecting in this market which is valued on such a high level?
First of all, thank you so much for giving me that number. What number did you say?
$8 billion.
8 billion. Now imagine, now you have given me this number. My business mind started running. Expansion. So yes, thank you for that number. I am planning expansion for the next year and this number is going to help me. So basically growing in this market, we have a lot of scope. There's a lot of scope. The only thing I need to do is keep educating people about styling, because when you say that number, imagine how many people are out there who can be my client. So to reach out to those clients and scale up, I need to be out there, which I've recently started showing up for myself. So I anyways do a lot of collaborations, which help me for clients to know me. Like one of my clients said, because of you, because of your kind of people, our kind of people find it difficult to find you. And I was like amazed. I was like, oh my God, you have given me an insight to scale up. So I've started showing up everywhere because I am a little more of a person who calm dikhayega. Like, let me do my work.
Your
Let my
product will show.
let my work
Success will
speak for me.
speak.
But what I've understood in today's time is it's very important to show up for yourself. So I am very much there on social media, and I'm upgrading my social media also. And we will be having a proper website where people can reach out to me directly. Although I have my numbers, office numbers directly on my Instagram where people can reach out to me, but I want to get more approachable, because styling is a job where if I am not approachable, it's difficult for you to get to me.
So true. But Shweta, a very important question. When we try to scale any business, be it Dhangard, be it any type of business, it's very difficult to maintain that same service level. First, in any business I'm speaking about. But when it comes to a personal styling business or personal dietitians, anything which is more related to personalized services, when you will try to scale your business, you really think there'll be issues related to service, quality of your product, quality of your deliverables, and how do you plan to manage that?
See, if in personal styling, with anything that is personal, if the quality goes down, there's no point. I want to maintain that quality. And to make sure that doesn't go down, we have like dates booked. For example, I'll just give you a normal, right now I have a lot of shoots happening, and I also have a lot of personal clients happening. So the most important thing that I do with my clients is be very clear, crystal clear to them, so that you can deliver it to them. So I have divided dates and times to everybody, and styling one entire family for the wedding. So even in between them, I have dedicated their times and dates. This is how we are going to do and follow. So I feel as a personal stylist, no matter how much the business scales up, people are going to come to you for you. So I have to maintain that. And to maintain that, I also feel I have to maintain my sanity also. So which will help me to take up the pressure. And I'm very good in handling pressure. I deliver awesome when I'm under pressure.
Of course, everybody wants to be styled by Shweta. And there is one thing in that as well. When you try to expand, there'll be a lot of team involvement as well,
Yes.
where team will be doing a lot of things. At that point of time also, how would you make sure that the service is not going down? And it is for everyone who's into the personal styling business.
So when it comes to team, again, I'm very picky. So I have my one personal assistant, Mansa. So we divide work. And anything where it is about client, dealing with the client is always done by me. That will always be the scenario, and I will always do that. Even if I'm taking 2-hour styling online session, that will also be done by me. So team, we divide the responsibilities, and I don't take my team as say, आप यही कर लो, because I want my team also to be happy, and they need to learn from me so that they can also deliver the same services to the client. So I have my mantras very clear. I want my client happy, चाहे हमको 12 से 15 घंटे जागना पड़े. Client needs to be happy in all the scenarios. That's a simple mantra. My team knows whatever client needs to be done.
Out of context, I have a question. When it comes to team again, the team sometimes is on a different tangent and you're on a different tangent. You as an entrepreneur can work 12, 14, 16 hours. How do you build that culture that your team also follows the same?
I think my team will be best to answer this question, because I don't think so. I'm a person who's like a boss. I don't want that culture at all. So for my team to also works same way. I have a very simple module. When I'm on break, you're also on break. If you're not well, trust me, rest. I will do it. I want my team to be happy all the time. And I want them also to feel that Shweta is approachable. Just like how clients should feel that Shweta is approachable, my team should also feel the same way. If they are not well, they are supposed to tell me, can we go home? If they are having some personal crisis, please come up to me, tell me, so that I can support you. That way you build a healthy environment.
So leading with example.
Yeah, I just want, be it my team, my client and me myself, I want to be happy. End goal is to be happy. See, fashion is all about happiness. It's all about our personality. It's all about elevating our strength. So atmosphere should also be that way, right? And someone who doesn't vibe with me will not be in my team. Because they are the people who are like, from them also people will get to know what we are.
So true. So true. Thank you so much for giving this perspective again.
Thank you. I hope it works.
I think for sure. Because I think the end goal is what you mentioned, no matter we are doing business, job, whatever it is, if you're happy in job, then it's fine. If you're happy in business, if you're not happy anyways, then there's no point of doing it.
See, trust me, when you talk to me about fashion or styling or my work, I can tell you n number of stories and I can give you a lot of examples because I'm happy in that. That's my happy zone. मुझसे किसी ने सवाल किया था कि how do you manage this pressure? I don't know, I love it. Even if you're happy as a client from me for example, you're going for an event and you say, नहीं श्वेता मेरे को ये बहुत पसंद है. I'll be like, we can still do better. आप जब तक स्टेज पर पहुंचोगे ना, मैं तब तक आपके लिए ढूंढती रहूंगी कि मैं सेटिस्फाई हो जाऊं that you're looking your best. So वो एक happiness है. It comes from the passion and you can do all these things only when you're happy.
So that brings me to another most important question. In personal styling and in normal business as well, but still in personal styling, it makes more sense. How do you price your services? You mentioned about packages. A lot of competition is there out, not just for personal styling. I know you have created your brand, but normally saying there's a lot of competition because there's not a lot of companies coming out, a lot of businesses are getting formed. So there is always a pricing pressure. How do you really price your product and how do you justify that price and how do you cater to that?
See, pricing has to be keeping in mind that client gets the best styling solution. Like it should be a win-win scenario for both the sides. So I have to keep in mind that they get the quality and I also get like equally for my efforts. So we keep in mind, that's why our packages are not very like skyrocket high. I keep my packages very normal. And there are people who still think like fashion stylist is for celebrities or for the people who can pay more. So I keep my virtual styling session at a very nominal packages. So that idea is to make everyone look good and feel good. So in my packages, I keep very nominal, so accessible, but also valuable.
So if you have to give any advice to any of the stylists, basing on the subjective things and the efforts, what can be, is there any logical calculation of getting that pricing for your service or efforts?
देखो लॉजिकल तो होता है. I believe everything is logical. If you're paying 100 dirhams for a t-shirt, you would want to know कि मैं इसके लिए 100 dirham क्यों pay कर रहा हूँ, right? So same way, if I am giving you a package for say, I am saying my online sessions are for 299, ठीक है? You should find a value for it. तो वो logic आपको ढूंढना ही पड़ेगा. If I am charging you, just say hypothetically 500 dirhams I'm charging you. You would want to know na why. And even if I'm charging you less, why are you charging me less? Even I do that. If I'm buying something, why is this expensive? Or why is this not expensive? So you want to know that. So you have to have a logic behind all your pricing. So I always have pricing set that way. All my packages will have different budgets and I will describe why, what you are getting into it. कि आपको हर पैकेज में ये चीजें मिलेंगी. And beside that, even if you're I have given my services is done. I still would want to know, is this good? Do you want something more? Don't worry about the prices. Just come back to me.
So with price, you're defining the right value which you are offering, and that's how you're pricing your.
Yeah, and that personal touch. Don't forget to give that personal touch. आज की robotic time में, AI के time में, we are missing that personal touch. Trust me, when I sit with the client, I talk. I ask them कि बात करो, कोई problem नहीं. Because that's how you get to know. Why are we coming and talking to each other? We are missing that personal touch, and that's the value you need to add to your pricing.
Shweta, what is the most common myth about personal styling in the market?
That it's only for celebrities and only riches can have it. It's not for everybody.
So how do you plan to break that?
By doing some styling session workshops, which I've done. I've done one workshop free of cost in collaboration with IWD, and which was such a good turnout. And I got tired answering questions. I was so happy that people are asking questions because they want to know, they want to elevate their fashion sense.
So I was watching Shark Tank India, where I think nail styling company came to pitch their business to the sharks. So they were mentioning that the 90% of the business is coming through events. So about you, you're already there on social media, loud out, and everybody knows you. Do you think this personal styling business is more beneficial in terms of events as well? It helps you reach audiences. And how do you see this marketing aspect of personal styling business?
Oh, I see events as a very big opportunity because I have myself done a lot of workshops, and through workshop, you create an awareness not just about your business but also about styling and fashion. Plus, you do get clients. People then start to they get curious. They want to know what exactly it is, and then when they like it, they get to know more about it during those workshops, and then they want to get styled. So it is a good module because I did this workshop with IWD, which was a good turnout. And I was also myself amazed कि मेरे आने से पहले people are already there and they had so many questions to ask, and through that I did get clients. So these workshops and these events are quite helpful.
Do you plan those events regularly now, and do you have some checklist for that as well maintained for your events for the personal styling?
Yes. I always have the calendar set. I make a yearly calendar, and then I set when to do what, and I have planned a lot of such workshops coming up in next year. Like I literally want to do at least 4 workshops throughout the year minimum, which should be done by me. बाकी जो extra होते हैं वो तो additional.
Now some serious questions, some challenges,
Okay.
and we really want to know this. See, when you start your business, especially in COVID, I'm sure you must have seen a lot of challenges.
Oh my god, yes.
So there are challenges which are related to legal, which is setting up your business. Then there is running it, and then it's expanding it, and financial as well. We'll start first with the legal challenges. Did you face any issues related to that when you're starting your business?
No, not really. Like I think at this point especially we have a lot of small and big businesses licenses available in the market. But yes, when I started it wasn't there, and during COVID there was a lot of other challenges that we were going through. So I honestly just started because I had my own visa and I had proper NOC and everything. So that time I started, but eventually I took my e-trader license.
Okay. So when it came to expanding the business, did you see some challenges over there?
Yes, expanding a business, little challenge, which is from my end, not from otherwise. Because now I'm planning to expand. Now I'm planning to move from a entrepreneurship to a company. So where we are planning to set up a proper business module and everything. So now I'll get to know what challenges are there. But as so far, I have not found much challenges, and I'm sure I can take a lot of your help.
On that, well, there you mentioned about Dhanguard. If I had to take a feedback from you, Shweta, as a user, as a customer out there, as a consultant, as a business consultant, what do you think a business consultant gives you help, and what things you can really look up to from a consultant?
See, first of all, ease and comfort. I am running my business. I don't have time to get into those nitty-gritties of setting up a company. And I am good in styling and not good in understanding the legalities, right? And that's where a consultant helps you. Exactly like how I will help a person to get styled, same way to set up a business, I need a consultant.
So I think we are in a world where personal styling is becoming important, and we are really ignoring business consulting as well, which is setting up, managing as well in terms of accounting, in terms of taxation and everything. And hopefully I'm founder of Dhanguard and I'm able to help on that. Little bit of promotion is
Of
important.
course, 200%. And I'm telling you, like, I loved the setup. I'm so much in love with the setup, and that's why I was telling Joy also, I need to get into the details of this.
Well, I really like the consulting space, and the questions which I ask often on the from our guests, like maintaining the quality with the team, actually somewhere it is for me as well, because I really want to maintain that quality. When you're expanding, it's really true that I'll be very honest as a founder. Sometimes when you're expanding for that shorter period, you might lose quality for that shorter. But the goal is in longer period, your quality should be sustained.
Sting.
So always my question is, I think this is a similar question if anybody is watching my podcast, that I am learning myself from all the business owners who have really made it successful for their ventures.
Yeah. Now, in fact, by talking to you, it it took me back to the memory lane. Like, oh my God, I have done so many things which I have forgotten because we are running around just doing our work. And while talking to you, I realized, okay, this I need to work on, this I need to work on. Isko is tarah se elevate kar lete hain. And then the figure that you gave me is like, I'm gonna work on it.
So now I think it's time to conclude, summary up what we really learned from you as a personal stylist and people who really want to start this business. So I think we started from your journey. So the most important thing which I saw there is about education. You really educated yourself what you really want to pursue. So you have taken diploma, you have taken degree in fashion. Then you, yes.
Sorry, I'll add there, even when you're studying, learn the technicalities. I'm pro with the technicalities. People sometimes, they keep the technicalities back front ki sirf degree lena, diploma lena. Learn the technicalities.
So you mean to say educating plus hands-on experience is very important. And from that, you moved on to a proper full-time job with the designers, where you learned the nitty-gritties of the business, you really nitty-gritties of how the styling works, and you learned a lot of from your seniors, from the designers. Then you moved on to styling celebrities in India. Then you moved on to UAE, where you worked with different nationalities, different cultures, where you learned the, again, small techniques, small things which people like, which made you more of a personal stylist.
Yeah.
Then in 2020, COVID hit, and we saw that a lot of companies were shutting down. We all were hampered and really shattered with that market scenario. But there was an opportunity, and a lot of those, including Dhanguard, saw that opportunity, and we started together in this Dubai. Although we didn't knew each other that time, but yes, after 4 years, we are sitting together.
Yes.
And that's how you moved on to a personal styling with those small stories. Then you discuss, about your business from the door and how you received the call from Radio 4 and you started the venture. And from there, you really made your passion to a business which is not so common. You really understood the market, you understood the niche, you saw the demand over there, and you really made those packages which are not so common. So you really made out a business from a passion.
Yeah.
Which is really tremendous how you created those packages and how you described that about Instagram shoot, about normal shoots, about celebrity styling, about packages on those daily packages. So a lot of packages which you created. Then we discussed about your challenges as well, the myth. The most important, the myth about a fashion styler is only for riches or the celebrities, I would say, not for everyone else. And then we discussed about the importance of soft skills, your body language, how you look is more important than your technical skills, which even many of the business coaches came on the podcast discuss that before you even speak, the first thing is your body speaks. How you dress up, how you look is what is your first impression. And this is 80% of the total communication.
Yes.
So this is what we discussed. Then we, of course, broke the myth about it. Then we discussed the pricing as well, how you can really price your product, which is based upon the value which you deliver. And then finally, we discussed about why you should have a business consultant, which was as promotion as. And it is really important, which we discussed just like.
And I can vouch for Dangan.
Oh, thank you so much for that. But I would really say that we are in a world where we need to save the time.
Exactly.
We can do a lot of things, but what is our focus? How we can scale? That is our business, not understanding 10 different things and not focusing on our business. So that is all. If I have missed anything, please share that.
No, I think we have covered everything. Everything we have covered. बाकी तो हमारी छोटी मोटी स्टोरीज हैं जो लाइफ बनाती है. But as a business, yes, we have covered everything.
So in the end, any piece of advice for the people who want to get into personal styling, which already are following you, what is that one piece of advice which you would like to give them?
Never give up. And first find your own unique style. When you have your unique style, people will start following you because of your unique style. And never give up. This business will have a lot of ups and downs. Never give up.
Thank you so much for coming here and sharing a whole lot of knowledge with us.
Thank you. I hope it helps.